Hi guys, welcome to Statistics. I will be your instructor. My name is Eduardo Barajas. So I wanted to create this video to give you guys a little bit of information that you're going to hopefully find useful. So first of all, let me show you where you can get a copy of your syllabus. It is at this web address, www.padlet.com/wall/e-barajas. Okay, so let me show you how you get there. Okay, so go to your web browser, type in okay, that takes you to this particular page. From here, you're going to select the course that you're interested in. So we're interested in statistics, so we want to go in here. This is the only annoying thing about this site. You have to click View Original up here to get to the next link. So you click that. Okay, and so here is our syllabus. You can click there and you can see it here, or you can also download it and you can also print it from here. So that's where you can find it. Okay, in addition to that, there's another place here called Supporting Materials where there will be lots of videos, including this one. So click there, and then again you have to click View Original. And that takes you to this page where there's lots of supporting material that will be helpful for this class. So if you scroll down, you'll see a list of all kinds of stuff. So the registration stuff will be here. How to register for MyMathLab, this video, as well as how to use MyMathLab. Those things will be on here. And then there's several videos on here on various chapters. So chapter 5, for example, where we're starting on probability, it's all on here. And then as you scroll down, there's more stuff, and I constantly update this. So this is a place for lots of resources for that. Okay, so now that you know where you need to go to get a copy of the syllabus and where there'll be videos to support the course, now let's talk about the class book. This is our book. It is Statistics, Informed Decisions Using Data by Michael Sullivan, and we're using the 4th edition. Now there's already a 5th edition out there, so be careful not to get the 5th edition. We are using the 4th edition this semester for this class, okay? So now there's two options for us, and it can get a little confusing, so hopefully I'll do a good job of explaining it. Our first option is the easiest of the options, and that's to go to our bookstore here at El Camino and buy the book brand new from our bookstore. It'll come shrink wrapped. Back here, there'll be something like this little pamphlet that says MyMathLab on it. Okay, so it might also say My Stats Lab on it, but similar. So it'll be a little pamphlet back here. It'll come shrink wrapped all in one. And I believe the price is probably about $140. I know, it's also the most expensive option. But it'll give you a brand new copy of the textbook as well as this guy. Now what is this guy? This guy is a pamphlet that you tear open, and inside you'll find a password. And this password is what you'll need in order to activate your MyMathLab or MyStatLab account, which is absolutely required for our class. That's where your homework and your quizzes are going to be. So you absolutely have to have this. You cannot buy just this guy. If you buy it used, for example, then it won't come with this, and then you'll be missing out on the homework and the quizzes. So you can't do that. That is not an option. Okay, so the first option, buy this brand new from our bookstore with this guy shrink wrapped back here, and you'll have both of the things that you need. Okay. The second option is going to be to just go to our online account and activate the account through them and gain access to the homework and the quizzes and not get a physical copy of the textbook. That option is about $100, so you save about $40 doing it that way. Whether you do it this way of getting just the online account, or whether you get the physical copy of the textbook, either way, when you open your account, there is an electronic copy of the textbook available to you online. So that's why you can get away with just opening the online account if you wish, and then you'd have access to an electronic copy of the book. Okay, so I'll show you how to log in and how to make that choice. All right.
Here is the address. When you type in coursecompass.com, it automatically redirects you to their new address. So don't let that spook you. Their new address is PearsonMyLabandMastering.com, which I think is a terrible, terrible name. And they've changed it a few times already. It used to be MyMathLab, and then they changed it to Course Compass, and now they changed it to Pearson MyLab and Mastering. It's different companies buying each other out, and bureaucracy within the company. I don't know what it is, but they keep changing the names. They own all the domain names anyway, though, so I'm old and used to my ways anyway. So I stick to coursecompass.com, and it automatically redirects me here. If you like that, great. If otherwise you're happy with Pearson MyLab and Mastering, that's fine as well. Either way, it'll redirect you to this page right here. Okay. So the very first time you need to register, so you got to go down here where it says student. Click there, and then it'll give you a little bit of information on what it is you're going to need. You're going to need an email address, you're going to need the course ID, and you're going to need to think about how you're going to pay for it, as I've talked about the various options that you have before you. Okay. Now the email address does not have to be the school one. You can use any email address as long as it's the one that you check most often. This is how I can send emails to you and stuff. So whichever one you're going to use most often. So click on there when you're ready, and the first thing it asks for is that course ID. Double check on the right hand side here that it's the right one. So Math 80, section 634, Barajas Fall 2016. Okay, that looks good. All right, so now we have two options. If you have used MyMathLab for any other class, at any other point, you have a username and password. You got to use it here. Okay. Now, for those people that are retaking this course, and then you have used this book before, then when you log in, it'll recognize that you are registering for a course that you have already taken in the past, and then it'll just let you right in, and it won't bug you about paying for anything. At least that's the way it should work. If it doesn't, if it starts bugging you about how you're going to pay, call that 800 number and let them know that you don't have to pay. You are a returning student. But it should, if the system is working properly, it should not hassle you at that point, and you'd be able to move on to our coursework. Okay. If you do have an account for any other math class that you use this for, make sure you use your username and password. If you forgot it, make sure you go through the I forgot my username and password link there, and they'll email you something and all that. Make sure you go through that trouble of finding it rather than opening a new account, because then you'll have two accounts out there roaming around, and then it'll become a problem at some point. It's hard to merge them, and then issues come up. If you go through the link and you still can't find your username and password, call the 800 number and have them help you find your old username and password so you can have it all in one single account. Okay? Now, for everyone else, if you've never used this, you have no idea what this is, you're going to have to create an account. So click here, create an account, and then follow the instructions. You need an email address, a username, a password, enter all that stuff. So any email address, so maybe that one. When you click username, it automatically copies it. I think that's a pretty good idea. It has to be a unique username, so you automatically know your email address is a unique username. Sometimes I would recommend maybe just deleting the handle, so it's just the domain name, and just leave the handle. That could be good. Whatever, just make sure you write it down somewhere, you don't forget it. Create a password, follow those instructions on there. Make sure it satisfies everything. Name, last name, question. Don't judge me. And then you accept their licensing agreement, agree not to do anything hazardous with their software, steal it, put viruses, all that jazz. You can click this one if you want to receive emails about their random, advertising stuff. And then create an account. Here are three options that we talked about. The first one, notice how big it is. Nice big. It's got a nice graphic. It's the one that draws the most eye. And this is for the most expensive and most profitable option for them. This is the book and the code. So you click on here, and that means that you bought our book brand new from the bookstore. They came shrink wrapped with this thing. So you pop it open, you click this open, you rip this open, and then there's a password right in there, and you type in your password in there, right? I think it's all capital letters usually. It's just a bunch of gibberish words and something. And then there's your password. That's evidence for them that you've paid them money and they've made money off you, so they're happy. That's the first option, right? That one is about $130. Most profitable option for them, really big. The second most profitable option for them is for you to just spend $103, $104 on them. So that's this one. If you click here, it'll redirect you to a place where you input your credit card information and then you pay. So still relatively large, but less large than that one. And then the free trial is way down here. Tiny little thing. Of course they're hoping you overlook it, right? So if you want to get a temporary access code, that's this guy right here. I recommend all of you guys open this now, unless you are absolutely 100% sure that you're keeping this class and nothing is going to deter you from staying. Then go ahead and choose one of these two. If you're not entirely certain yet, you're kind of trying to make some decisions, you know, is this going to be too much? I don't know. Whatever. If you're a little bit hesitant, or if you don't have the money yet, if you're thinking, okay, I'm going to get paid this Friday and then I'll take care of it, don't wait till Friday. You open this account today. You got to go down here and open a temporary account. So click that. It's saying, are you sure you want to open a temporary account and not give us money today? Yes, I'm sure. All right, so the only difference between the regular account and the temporary account is that every time you log into your temporary account, it's just going to bug you. Are you sure you want to pay us today? Not today. All right. Well, you have 11 days left. So every time you log in, it'll just bug you. That's fine. At the end of the 14 days, if you still haven't made a decision, then it'll just freeze on that login page and won't let you move on until you've made your decision. Am I going to pop out my credit card and pay for the account right there? Or do you somehow have one of these codes? Right? Maybe you bought the book brand new and you have a code, or maybe you bought this thing by itself from the bookstore, or maybe you have a friend that sold it to you, whatever. If you have one of these codes, you input it, that's how they know they made money off you.